Look up. I'm about to talk.
I don't want to. That was the whole bit, man. You're supposed to say welcome, welcome. And I'll be like, sorry, I was on Facebook.
Oh, good. Damn it.
It's what we're doing. Come and check it out. It's what we're all about. 561 Music!
561 Music Podcast and 561 Music Festival are sponsored by Stenger, Greene and Feiner. Okay, I didn't
God
realize.
damn it. All right, never mind. That was not funny.
Oh, sorry.
There's your opener.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that'll work. Welcome to 561 Music. My name is Ben.
And I'm Hector.
I'm sorry for spoiling your joke before.
Oh, man, it was terrible. It was funny. It was funny. Well, it's funny to me.
Outside of that, we have a very exciting episode, perhaps the most exciting episode of the year, and I'll leave it to Hector to explain why.
Well, this is the one where we're going to set up a poll, and then Ben's going to show us all his moves. And oh, no, that's a different episode. Sorry, that's a different podcast.
Yeah, that's right. I was going to show everybody my moves.
Yeah, let's moving on. Yeah, so this episode is basically what you guys have been waiting for 4 months and have been asking us for months, and we have been taking a little bit of time, but you will understand why it's taken us a little bit of time. There is a lot of moving parts that we had to lock into place. There's a lot of with the bands and with the venue and just a lot of sponsorship and things like that. So It's definitely this is one that's definitely taken a little extra elbow grease to pull off. So it's been taking us a little bit extra time to get it going. But we're ready to announce it. We're ready to tell you guys. We're ready to tell you guys the venue. We're ready to tell you guys the bands and all sorts of like exciting surprises about the event.
I can hear everyone going, "Spit it out, man!" So
it's exactly right. It's exactly right. Which is why I'm going to talk for 10 more minutes before we say anything. So what do you want to start with, man? Do you want to start with
the venue?
The venue?
Yeah.
All right. So this year the festival is on Saturday, May 3rd. Okay. And if anybody recognizes that date and with any significance, it's the weekend. It's the Saturday of the weekend that was supposed to be Sunfest. That Sunfest is always that first weekend of May. Unfortunately, Sunfest is not happening this year, or at least not in that capacity, and so it's not happening on that weekend. We here at 561 Music decided that since there is no Sunfest this year, it would be fantastic to bring you guys an amazing music event, much, much smaller, but amazing music event nonetheless. And so we are holding it on May 3rd at the Meyer Amphitheater. Downtown West Palm Beach. We are going to have 2 stages. We are going to have food vendors, beer vendors. There's going to be booths from our sponsors there, so you can get information from that. And we're going to have 20 bands, as we've had in the past with the 2 stages. The food vendors, there will be food available for purchase.
Yeah, so if you were planning on going to Sunfest, you can just come to 561 Music instead.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. And, there's a few people that I've been talking to lately about it and telling them, how we're doing this at the same venue, same time slot as what Sunfest would have been. And they were like, yeah, but you don't have any national bands. But here's the thing, guys. Every national band you listen to was a local band at some point.
Every national band we listen to is a local band to somewhere.
Yeah, absolutely. And so every one of these bands, you had to discover them at some point. So why not discover local talent that's right here in your backyard?
Exactly.
So, so we're having this at the Meyer Amphitheater, and this is mind-boggling, but we are having it at the Meyer Amphitheater.
Yeah, it's and the reason it's been taking such a long time is because there's a whole application process, and we had to go through that, and Hector's been frantically biting his nails and trying to sort it all out.
Yeah.
We got there.
Dot our I's and cross our T's and make sure that we had the application and the deposits and anyways, it's a lot. It's a lot to put it on this way as opposed to just at a club like we were doing before, or the brewery as we were doing before. So this is huge for us. This is really huge for us. We're going to be doing it on Sunfest weekend. We're going to be doing it at the Sunfest venue, Meyer Amphitheater. We're going to have 2 stages, 20 bands, food trucks. There's going to be vendors. And in addition to that, one of the biggest complaints that I read about Sunfest when Sunfest said that they were not going to do it this year Of course, everybody gets on there and complains because that's what the internet's for. Everybody complains on the internet. Yeah. One of the biggest complaints or things that people missed from Sunfest is that Sunfest for a long time was an art and a music festival. It wasn't just a music festival. And for a long time, there was art vendors, local art vendors. Eventually, when it became, as big as we've known it to be in the last few years, et cetera, they had a lot of national art vendors, and people really, really missed the art when they did away with the art component. Yeah. So one of the things we are doing this year for 561 Music, we have not done it in the past. Last year we had a live artist, but we have not done this in the past. And because we have such a large venue and we have the space, we are going to put a call to artists, visual artists, and we are going to have somewhere in the vicinity of 15 to 20 booths for artists to sell their wares.
Yeah.
It's
the Killbillies and their new form as Art Billies are now in the business of not only showing you guys local music, but also showcasing local art.
Yeah, and I'm excited about that because this is how Sunfest started. Sunfest started as a small local festival, art vendors, local musicians, local band, local talent, etc. And so I love that we are kind of bringing it back, grassroots back to where it was, back to what it started out as, back to what it used to be.
And it means people get, to play on some great, nice big stages in the center of town. It's just going to be a lot of fun for everyone.
Absolutely. So the second big announcement that I have is we have been working very hard behind the scenes, again, why it's been taking us so long, to secure sponsorship for this event. As you can imagine, putting this on at the Meyer Amphitheater is no cheap task.
Yeah.
So in order for Ben and I not to mortgage our houses up to our eyeballs and be divorced by the end of the festival, we had to secure sponsorship.
I think our marriage would have survived.
Yours would have. But for real. But we have secured sponsorship. There's still plenty of opportunity for sponsorship. So please, if you're listening to this right now, if you're watching this and you have a business and you want to promote it, now is the time to get in on sponsorship because you will take advantage of all of the media and everything that is going to happen between now and the festival time, not just sponsoring at festival time and basically it's just the day of the festival. But our big announcement is that we have actually secured a presenting sponsor. And because of these guys, this festival is actually happening for us.
Yeah.
And so
we needed something just to make sure that we weren't going to, that we weren't putting ourselves at so much risk that we couldn't do it. And these guys have
these guys have stepped up, and they have they have talked to me about how they love what we're doing. They love our mission. They love the support of the local scene, the local music. They love that this is all bringing it back to a local festival, by the locals for the locals.
Yeah.
So a huge thank you to the law firm of Stenger, Greene and Feiner.
That's it.
Which is pretty much the largest injury law firm in Florida. So, check them out, injurylawyers.com. And we could not do this without them. So this year it's going to be 561 Music Festival presented by Stenger, Greene and Feiner.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, guys.
Yeah.
This would have been literally impossible without you. So thank you.
Yeah. So huge shout out to you guys. And, we'll put some links and things in the episode, and you guys can go check them out if you have any personal injuries that you need to discuss with them. So,
but don't get those personal injuries at
our festival. Yeah, please don't get it at our festival. Do you want to announce bands, or I can go into some more details about the festival?
What I think we should do is announce all the bands in close succession, and then we'll go into the details at the end.
Sounds good. So you just want to run down the list?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's take one each. Why don't you go first?
Let's do it. So, and this is in no particular order. And just so you guys know, we had a lot of submissions, almost an overwhelming amount of submissions. So Ben, myself, Ricky, Justin, there's a bunch of us that got together. We all went through every submission, and we put lists together and we compared the lists and then we rated the bands on several categories and several things. Every band was like, you guys made this really hard for us. You guys made this really, really hard for us because
in the
we
best
had to,
possible way.
Yeah.
There was a wonderful influx of music, and we just tried to be as fair as we could.
Yeah.
You know, we had a bunch of different ways and categories of ways to make it as fair as we could, basically.
Yeah. So in no particular order, because we don't have an order to this. We don't have a 1 through 20. We just have the 20 bands, and we don't have any time slots yet for anybody, so I can't tell you who's playing at what time or anything yet. So the first band that we will be announcing for the festival is Mason Pace.
Whoop, whoop.
Yeah. You want to take the next one?
Yeah, sure. The second band is Tiger Sunset.
All right. Third band is Closer to the Ocean.
Then the fourth band, we have Ras.
The fifth band is Not Spices.
And the sixth band, personal favorite, is Fuakata.
I'm glad you pronounced that correctly. The next one is Medicine Room. If you guys haven't heard these guys, you're in for a treat.
The next band is Jacob Tacos and The Connection.
All right. Love those guys. The next band is Beeline.
We'll be making a beeline for Beeline.
I know, yeah.
And then the next band is Reverse Oreo.
Yeah, these guys are really fun. Modern Odyssey is the next one. And I don't know if you guys have noticed, but there's a lot of bands here that you may not have heard of, and that's the whole point of this festival, is introducing you guys to some new music. But I promise you, every one of these bands is A-rated. They are top-notch bands.
Absolutely. Next band is Stony Fools.
All right. And the next one is Strider.
Then we have The Shakers.
And then we have Ryan Hopkins.
And the next band is Slow Funk Pump.
And the next one is Off Orbit.
Then we have Billy Doom is Dead.
And next to last, we have Little Things.
And last but not least, Blabscam.
All right, guys. So that is an amazing list. Let's go through them again real quick. Mason Pace, Tiger Sunset, Closer to the Ocean, Ras, Not Spices, Fuakata, Medicine Room, Jacob Tacos and The Connection, Beeline, Reverse Oreo, Modern Odyssey, Stony Fools, Strider, Shakers, Ryan Hopkins, Slow Funk Pump, Off Orbit, Billy Doom is Dead, Little Things, and Blab Scam. This is a ridiculous list. I mean, this is going to be so good.
It's going to be so much fun.
Yeah.
And I dare you to say Slow Funk Pump fast.
No, because I'll say something I shouldn't. This is a kid-friendly show. No, it's not. It's not kid-friendly. Nah. But yeah, this is a crazy good list. Like I say this every year, and you know, it sounds like I'm just blowing smoke up everybody's ass, but like every year, this is our fourth one now.
Yeah.
Every year, the list gets better and better and better, and like this year's is not going to disappoint.
No, absolutely. And when we put this episode out, I'll put the details for all of the bands in the description. So if you want to go through and listen to the bands, you can find all of the Spotify links and the Instagram handles and stuff in the description. So.
Yeah. So let's get into some details, man. May 3rd.
Yep.
Meyer Amphitheater.
Yep.
And we should talk about tickets and where people can get tickets.
Yes, please.
Okay. There are no tickets. Now, right now, you're all looking at me going, oh, crap, you're sold out already. There are no tickets. And the reason there's no tickets this year is, again, because of our wonderful, wonderful sponsor, Stenger, Greene and Feiner. This year, this is a free event.
Yeah.
We have prided ourselves the first 3 years making it a $10 for 20 bands event, making the music, that the bands are putting out and stuff, creating a crowd for them to expose the music to, but also making the music accessible to everybody so that you're not paying $1 million. Every concert lately that I've been to, big national bands, it's $150, $200. It's crazy what these bands are charging. And to a degree, I get it, but it's ridiculous.
I don't think there's anything wrong with getting paid what you're worth, but then, by the same token, something like this is just an unbelievable opportunity to come and see a ton of amazing bands.
Yeah, so, I mean, there's absolutely no risk, and it's all reward. You're going to come out, you're going to have some drinks, you're going to have some food, You're going to watch the bands, and you're going to get 20 bands for $0. You've heard that correct, $0.
Yeah.
We are not charging. This is a free event to the public, guys.
You just got to get down to West Palm. That's it.
Yeah.
If you can get to West Palm, then you're at the gig.
Yeah, absolutely. Most likely, we're going to work on the time slots and things for the bands, but most likely the event will be from 12 noon to 10 p.m. There's some noise ordinance things and stuff that we have to deal with and work out with the city, but probably noon to 10 p.m. is going to be the show. And just like all the other years, it's going to bounce back and forth between stages. You're going to have a band playing, and as soon as they're done, the other band's going to have done their line check, and they're going to start playing.
Yeah.
And it's just going to go back and forth, back and forth.
It's going to be solid music for the entire time. That's another thing that I really like about how we've been doing it is there's just music non-stop, you know?
Yeah.
There's really no waiting around, or it's just band after band.
Yeah.
So it's going to be cool. And, you know, we got a lot of... there's a few of us who are involved in doing this, but we're going to need help, guys. So, you know, if anyone is watching this and they want to help out, please get in touch.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, because there's so many different jobs that we need doing, and we'd love to have some people on our side. And so, just reach out through the social media or on our email, which is 561musicpodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah. And so if you guys want some more details, I'll have the band list posted and details about the date and the venue and the fact that it's free, et cetera, et cetera. I'll probably put up a link for artists if they want to submit to try to secure a booth. There'll probably be a nominal charge for that because we are getting charged for it. But it won't be a lot. I understand. Trust me, I'm a starving artist myself, so I'm not going to charge you guys $1 bazillion for a booth. But I'll probably have a link to that, and you can find all of that as of the airing of this episode at 561musicfestival.com or 561musicfest.com. Either one will take you to it.
Yeah, nice one. You're very good with that. You're always like buying up the domains.
I mean, you know, I wish I had bought never mind.
Tell me about it. Tell me about it. But yeah, it's incredibly exciting, and it was Hector's idea to do the Meyer Amphitheater, and I had. You know, we weren't sure if it was even a possibility, whether they were going to take us seriously, but they did. And Hector got the email back and he nearly fell off his chair.
Yeah, I woke up one morning, I sat up in bed after I had read the news that Sunfest was not going to be able to do their festival at the Meyer Amphitheater in, downtown West Palm area. And I woke up in bed one morning, just sat up and thought, wonder if we could do our festival there. And it was probably equal parts of excitement and oh shit.
Yeah, totally.
But we put in the application and it got approved, and so we still, there's still some details and things we got to work out with the city, but basically it's happening.
Yeah, totally, it's happening. 561 Music Festival has gone up in the world, people. So come and help us make it spectacular. You know, we need the artists to come down and bands to play their asses off, and we. Most importantly, need a ton of people to come, hang out downtown.
Yeah, support the bands and stuff. So in the past, we've done tickets where it was, a regular ticket, a regular admission ticket, and then like a ticket shirt combo. Obviously, there's no tickets this year, but thanks to our friends down in Miami, the shirt series, they are helping us with sponsorship on T-shirts again this year, and so we will have T-shirts and merchandise available for purchase at the event. There'll be a booth there, and of course, we will set aside some space, and we will most definitely have merch from the bands. So if you see a band, you like the band, you want to support the band, buy their merch. That's the number one thing you can do for a band besides go to the show is buy a band's merch. Like that is the biggest support and the biggest compliment you can give a band is buying their merch.
Absolutely. Yeah, and we'll have a nice big area where you can do all that and be, easy to find. So, are you excited?
I am, and I have a couple more announcements.
Okay, I'm listening.
And these aren't locked in yet, as far as locations and times and et cetera, et cetera. But our good friend Ricky is working on potentially putting together a
pre-party and an after party.
Yeah, pre-party and an after party. So one will be Friday night, the 2nd of May. It'll probably be more of an acoustic. We had a lot of acoustic acts that submitted, and so we'll probably put together a handful of acoustic acts for that.
Yeah.
And then after the festival, somewhere local close to the Meyer, we'll have an after party.
Yeah.
And we'll have some bands there
So
as
we
well.
Keep it going. Get it late and dirty.
Yeah. One of the other things we have is we're going to have a VIP tent. I'm not 100% sure how we're going to handle the VIP tent yet. We may make tickets available for the VIP tent, in which case that will have some sort of charge to it because it'll be a special area. It'll be a nice big tent that you can get out of the sun or get out of,
You can do things like come and meet such important people as Hector.
Absolutely.
Or me.
Absolutely. So we may do tickets for that. It may be that it's something that if you sponsor, that you get VIP tickets, that kind of thing. So hit us up. Email the podcast at 561musicpodcast@gmail.com. Or you can, reach out to Ben or I if you have us on your socials and hit us up. Hit us up for sponsorship if you have a business, if you want to support. We need all the help we can get on this because it is monumental for us.
And it's all hands to the pumps now because it's really not that long away.
It is not.
You've got to get at it.
No, it's a couple of months away basically.
Yeah.
It's just a little over 2 months away. So I am so excited about this.
Dude.
I can't believe we're moving it to such a big venue. I can't believe that it's a real thing, man. Like it's always been a real thing, but it's really like this is a huge step for us. You know? This is a huge step for us, and just taking over that weekend, taking over that spot, and just putting on a festival and adding the art component and everything to it. Like this is big. This is a big deal.
Yeah, absolutely. And on a little bit of an unrelated note, by the time you will be watching this podcast, I will have become an American citizen.
Congrats.
So that's kind of exciting and strange at the same time. And so I don't know why I felt like I needed to share this with you, but that's what I'm doing tomorrow. So if I seem nervous, that's why.
Or by the time you're watching this podcast, Ben will have been deported to England.
Deported or just like gone.
Just gone. Just disappeared. Disappeared.
So take me down to Gitmo.
Let's hope that doesn't happen. All right, guys. So you want to recap everything?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go through the bands again, and you do your ones and I'll do my ones, and we'll try and do them at a bit of a faster pace. So go.
All right. Actually, that's kind of funny that it's a pace because we start out with Mason Pace,
Tiger Sunset,
Closer to the Ocean,
Ras,
Not Spices,
Wakata,
Medicine Room,
Jacob Tacos and the Connection,
Beeline,
Reverse Oreo,
Modern Odyssey,
Stony Fools,
Strider,
Shakers,
Ryan Hopkins,
Slow Funk Pump,
Off Orbit,
Billy Doom is Dead,
Little Things,
The Lab Scam.
Yeah, there you go, guys. 20 bands, 2 stages, food trucks, food vendors, art vendors, beer vendors.
Yeah.
We're gonna have the VIP tent. There'll be merchandise from the bands. There'll be merchandise from the festival. This is all taking place at the Meyer Amphitheater, May 3rd, most likely from 12 noon to 10 p.m.
Yeah.
And I am excited about this.
I'm so excited. And if you see Hector in the street, you should give him a big hug and say thank you because he's done a great job securing the Meyer Amphitheater for us.
No,
we're all going to get and do it and help. But it was Hector's idea to do it there, and he pulled it off. So
how about
legend?
How about a fist pump insteed?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
I don't like people, so I don't want hugs.
All right, let me be the first. There we go.
All right, cool. You got anything else to add?
I mean, that's mostly it. Just, it's going to be the usual suspects, Hector and I and Justin and Ricky and James and many others are going to be helping us. But if we need more help than that,
if you want to volunteer to help, please, by all means, send us an email. Again, the email is 561musicpodcast@gmail.com. The festival websites are 561 Music Festival and 561musicfest.com. Either one of them will get you to the festival information, which will be up as of the airing of this episode.
Yeah,
I hope. Food vendors, art vendors, etc. If you have a food truck or if you are an artist and you want a space there, reach out to us because it's limited space. So
yeah, they get in touch as soon as, and the sooner you get in touch with us, the more likely we'll be able to help you out with it.
Yeah, absolutely. So
wicked.
Yeah, I don't know what else to say about it except holy crap, it's happening.
Yeah, 561 Music Festival, the Meyer Amphitheater, May 3rd.
Yep.
How exciting is that?
Yep. All right, guys.
Oasis Kava Bar is in Sea Grape Square on Indiantown Rd. And it is a kava bar. If you don't know anything about kava, it's a Polynesian root that you grind up and you mix with water. And it has been in Polynesia for potentially thousands of years. It's an old thing that they used for kind of ceremonial and also sort of leisure purposes. It's meant to be something where, that brings people together. You all take a shell of kava and chink them together and say bula and have it together like that. It's meant to be something to bring people together. It has a kind of an effect, which is, I guess, a kind of a slightly warming effect. It just kind of makes you feel nice. It's not particularly intoxicating. It's not like drinking alcohol. So the atmosphere in a kava bar is sort of like a cross between a regular bar and a coffee house. It's pretty chill in there. You get all sorts of different types of kava bars. Some of them are more like a club, there's sort of like black light and EDM playing. And some of them are more like a cafe. This is one of the cafe type of ones. It's super chill in there. If you're looking for somewhere to, I don't know, maybe go and do some work on your laptop or go and have a chat with friends, it's perfect for that kind of thing. There's a foosball table in there if that's your jam, or baby-foot as they call it in France. Yeah, Jim, the owner, is a really cool guy and he has very kindly sponsored our podcast. So thank you very much for that, Jim. They also do a poker night in there. All sorts of things going on at Oasis Root. 561 Music is sponsored by Live Music Community. It's where we film the podcast that you're listening to right now, and it's also where I work. Gavin, Hector's son, was a student here for a long time, and in many ways he's the musician he is today because of the teachers at Live Music Community. We taught him not only about his instrument, but also about being in a band, and his band, Unemployed Youth, accomplished a lot of goals, mostly band etiquette, how to work together, and all of the nitty-gritty that goes into being in a band on a day-to-day basis. The student signs up for lessons, learns their instrument, joins a real band, and decides the direction it goes in. And we can take people from very young age, 6 or 7 years old, all the way up to 80. There's no age limit here. We run an adult program for people who want to be in a band as adults, but really the main focus is on the kids and getting them playing together and in bands. We are also a studio, a live stream venue. We can record audio or video. The Killbillies live album, Warts and All, was recorded here. It was recorded during a live stream that we did during COVID. Justin had a great idea to record live streams during COVID. A ton of bands came in and it was a real success. Outside of that, we can record albums, we can help you with your EPK, and we have full audio-visual capabilities here. LMC is in Palm Beach Gardens on the northwest corner of Military Trail and North Lake Boulevard. And if you go to livemusiccommunity.com, you have all the information you'll need right there.
Take me back